Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. Washington Commanders a $33 million cornerback in free agency. With NFL free agency just weeks away, the Washington Commanders are. According to ESPN analyst Seth Walder, New York Jets commander DJ Reed. DJ Reed could bolster Washington's secondary. Walder noted that with rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels still on his rookie contract for a few more years, the time is now for Washington, and there's plenty of cap space to add impact talent. Reed has been a reliable and consistent cornerback for the Jets over the past 3 seasons, and he's formed a strong duo with Mike Sainristil, Walder wrote. Last season, DJ Reed recorded 64 tackles and was a significant contributor to the Jets' defense. However, his numbers don't fully reflect his impact on the field. He is widely regarded as one of the most solid and consistent cornerbacks available in free agency this year. With a stretch that has struggled in 2023, especially against elite quarterbacks, adding Reed could provide stability and the experience Washington needs to elevate its defense. Now, it remains to be seen whether the brass will be willing to make a competitive offer to secure the defensive back. Commanders linked to controversial move for wide receiver set to be released. Finding more productive weapons for Jayden Daniels in the passing game is a top priority for the Washington Commanders this offseason. And the options are endless when it comes to who could potentially join that group. Some fans dream of a big-time deal for someone like T. Higgins. Others want a more conservative approach, similar to what Adam Peters took during his first offseason as general manager. The realistic avenue lies somewhere in the middle. The Commanders need to be more aggressive with their Super Bowl window officially open. Washington needs to make sure it gets the most out of Daniels' rookie contract. At the same time, Peters is a methodical strategist who won't jeopardize the franchise's future at the wideout position. For someone like Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, it could be a different story. That remains to be determined, but one NFL analyst believes the Commanders could also be in the running for a soon-to-be-released receiver with glowing credentials. With quarterback Aaron Rodgers reportedly being told the New York Jets are moving in a different direction, the chances of Devonte Adams staying are slim to none. The AFC East club is expected to try to find a trade partner. However, teams will be reluctant to take on that salary, knowing full well they will have to release the All-Pro. Commanders named as potential landing spot for Devonte Adams in 2025. Christopher Knox of the Bleacher Report named the Commanders and the Los Angeles Chargers as potential landing spots for Adams. The analyst added that more teams could enter the fray if the wideout lowers his contract demands. The Washington Commanders could use a number 2 receiver opposite Terry McLaurin and have $80.5 million in projected salary cap space. The Los Angeles Chargers have $65.6 million in projected cap space and could use a veteran to pair with young wideouts Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston. Adams will likely have a very limited market unless he's willing to take a substantial pay cut. Christopher Knox. Trading or releasing Adams saves the Jets about $29.88 million against their 2025 salary cap. That seems like a foregone conclusion, since Rodgers is no longer part of their plans. Adams may be getting on in years and past his prime, but he still managed to surpass 1,000 receiving yards last season. His explosiveness isn't what it used to be. Still, he remains one of the league's best route runners with solid hands. The former second-round pick out of Fresno State wouldn't be the alpha in Washington. McLaurin holds that title and isn't about to relinquish it anytime soon. Accepting a secondary role to join a contender is key if the Commanders decide to pursue Adams. Another element to this equation is Adams' past comments about the Washington fan base. He was not complimentary about the team, its facilities, or those who passionately support them from the stands. That didn't go over as well as expected, but it's unlikely to be the focus of Peters' thought process. It would be surprising if Adams landed in Washington. He may be waiting to see where Rodgers ends up before joining the signal caller once again. Each option will be discussed by those in power. Just don't expect him to go any further, despite his stellar resume. Osa Odighizuwa's contract price rumors leave the Commanders with a tough decision. Adam Peters is in a strong position to make the necessary improvements this offseason. The Washington Commanders are loaded with salary cap space and are an attractive destination once again. But to get top free agents into the building, you have to pay up. Peters avoided that temptation during his first draft season in charge. Very few recruits have landed long-term commitments. The Commanders took a wait-and-see approach, finding the right mix of youth and experience to ensure Coach Dan Quinn could implement his dramatic cultural shift. It was a recipe for success. The Commanders have made a fairy tale run to the NFC Championship game. Their Super Bowl window is officially open with quarterback Jaden Daniels under center. That won't go unnoticed by Peters, who is expected to be more aggressive in his quest to get over the hump. If the Commanders want to have any chance of dethroning the Philadelphia Eagles, they must improve the trenches. This is where games are won or lost in the postseason. It's also the biggest reason why Washington's bitter division rival has steamrolled its way to the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Potential Commanders target Osa Odighizuwa could make $21 million per season. One name heavily linked to the Commanders is Osa Odighizuwa. The formidable defensive tackle knows Quinn well from their time together on the Dallas Cowboys. Signing him won't be cheap, especially considering the significant investments already made on the interior defensive line. Marcus Mosher of the 33rd team believes Odighizuwa's price tag will raise eyebrows around the league. The analyst projected the former third-round pick would make $21 million per year if Dallas lets him test the market. He added that given that this isn't a deep free agent class for the position, the market will only drive the price up. He's undersized for a defensive tackle, but teams that prioritize pass rushing ability and durability will fall in love with Osa Odighizuwa this offseason. Expect Odighizuwa to earn a contract worth at least $20 million per season. Given the lack of depth at defensive tackle in free agency, it wouldn't be a surprise if he earns significantly more. We saw Christian Wilkins sign a deal worth more than $27 million last year, and Odighizuwa is younger and much more durable. There could be some sticker shock when his deal is announced early in free agency. Marcus Mosher. Odighizuwa is a talented player and familiar with the coaching staff, so it makes sense. However, that depends on Jonathan Allen's future with the franchise when all is said and done. Allen has no guaranteed money left and has 1 year left on his contract. The Commanders could agree to a restructure, despite his regression over the past 2 seasons. If those in power decide Odighizuwa would be an upgrade, trading or releasing the team leader would offset most of the cost. The Commanders save $16.47 million by letting Allen go in some capacity. Odighizuwa's rumored price tag likely dictates it's one or the other, so it will be interesting to see what Peters decides. There can be no sentiment attached. Allen meant a lot to the football team and the community during his time in Washington. That won't stop Peters from cutting the cord if he believes it's the right thing to do. Watch this space.